This is not gonna be an easy one to film. Hello everyone, welcome back. So I don't know if you noticed, but I have a new camera, so the image might be a better quality now. I hope. We'll see. So today I wanted to dive more into my personal experience rather than making a video about a topic and citing studies and stuff like that. I wanted to talk about my experience with self-harm. So please, obviously, if talking about self-harm is something that is triggering to you, please don't watch this video. I'm not gonna show any pictures of scars or of open wounds, but please, if this is something that is too much for you, don't watch it. You can click out now. And yes, just one thing that I wanted to mention too is that this is my own experience. Everyone will have their own experience, so don't think that just because you've heard my experience, this is something that will apply to everyone. It's my experience, mine, personal. Okay, let's move on. I'm not one of these persons that come from a broken home. I have a lovely family, I have amazing parents that are very loving, I have 3 brothers and sisters that are amazing, and yeah, I'm not one of these people that, I don't know, were sexually abused as a kid or, I don't know, had just mental illness issues from a very young age. I don't say I had a regular childhood, but I had a very happy childhood, and yeah, the one thing I would mention about my childhood is that I've always been the weird kid. I've always been the kid that was into anthropology at, something like 12. I was the kid that was super into Christian stuff. We'll do a video about that one day if you want. It's gonna be a long video. What else? Yeah, I was always kind of the weird kid, which growing up until a certain point was not such a problem. When you're a kid, like a small kid, it's not that much of an issue if you're a weird kid, if you are different from everyone else. So yeah, quite good childhood. Brilliant parents, brilliant brothers and sisters, and yeah, I was happy. So the point where it started to change a bit, I could say, was around something like my 10th birthday, something like that. I think that's when kids at school mainly started to be a bit less forgiving of my difference, of my weird interests, of my weird self. You know, you start to become a bit more like a teenager, and I think that's when the bullying started. I've always called it soft bullying because it never was physical abuse. I've never been hit, I've never been thrown down the stairs, I've never been punched. So actually I didn't realize it was bullying until 5 years later. And I just thought, they're teasing me, it's because they like me. But when things started to really hit the fan was in 2012 when I was 14. Here's a picture of what I looked like at 14. I'm 20 now. I was starting my last year of obligatory school in Switzerland. It's quite hard to say what triggered all that happened, and I don't know if it was just like hormones as a teenager or what, but I can remember starting to feel very depressed, very lonely, very hopeless, and yeah, I started to develop depression, I guess, even though I had no idea at the time that this was what was happening. I've been asked a couple of times who or what, or you see what I mean, introduced me to self-harm, and that it could be something to relieve myself. And I don't really know. I remember there was a girl in my class who used to self-harm and had just a few scars, so I guess it was her, but we never really talked about it together or something like that, so I don't really know. But I guess I knew that was something that could relieve some emotional pain. When you're a teenager, you're starting to figuring life out. It's your first life experience, so you don't know that feelings can pass and that situation can change and stuff like that. So I remember that when I felt super bad, it was just the end of the world. I would feel like that my whole life, and I could do nothing about that to make myself feel better. So around September of 2012, I started biting myself. I would bite myself on my hands and on my arms. These were the first time I self-harmed, because biting yourself is also self-harm. I don't think I hate it much, because I don't know, I think I didn't really know why I would have to hide them. I guess I kinda hide them, yeah. So that went on for a few weeks of just biting myself when I was feeling very bad, when I was very stressed, when I couldn't cope with just basic life things, because I was a teenager and I didn't know how to cope with my feelings, and I was having depression, and I had been bullied for a few years. So the first time I self-harmed a bit more aggressively, I guess, was the 27th of September 2012. I took a compass, like the thing you use to draw circles, and I used it to scratch my arm. I scratched just the outside of my forearm in a straight line, and I don't have a scar from it today. I have many scars, but this time didn't leave any scar. And I remember just I felt like I was in some kind of dark fog, and this brought me relief, and it made me feel good. I think at the time I was just completely unable to tell you why I was doing it. I read my old diaries, and it's like I wrote, why am I doing that? Am I completely crazy? Or yeah, what's going on? But today I guess I can tell you that it was just to bring me relief from emotions that were just way too high, and I didn't know how to cope with them, and I got addicted to it very fast. At the time I didn't really hide the wound. I did hide it, but not that much. So yeah, I hid the wound most of the time, but I didn't really hit the fact that I was self-harming, and quite a lot of my close or quite close friends knew. My parents didn't know, none of my family knew. One next video will be how they found out and what happened when they found out, because boy, that was an adventure. I can remember bringing my compass everywhere with me and self-harming in the school's bathroom, self-harming when I was home, self-harming when I was out of the house, but in private. And yeah, I was just so lost with how the world was going, how many injustices there were in this world. I felt like I didn't belong here, because as a child I was traveling quite a lot. I spent quite a lot of time outside of Switzerland, and so when I came back here I was like, well, this isn't my home, I don't belong here, and why am I here? I feel so out of touch with everyone around me. So yeah, that was a factor too. Another factor that I will do a whole video about one day when I feel ready is the fact that I was very, very into a small group at my church that basically indoctrinated me, and that's all I will say for today, but that definitely didn't help and made me even more withdrawn from society. Hi from another angle. So I was editing this video and I realized that I forgot another major reason why I started self-harming. So I was diagnosed with a high IQ as a child, which doesn't mean I'm a genius, it just means that I have different thinking patterns and stuff like that. And so as a teenager I was experiencing a lot of overthinking as a result of my high IQ. And for stuff like, I don't know, African cultures sometimes don't have doors in the house. What does that mean about their spiritual status? And I would spend hours thinking about that, and just I don't know, I saw a t-shirt and I would make an essay about t-shirts in my mind. And yeah, that was something that took a huge amount of my time and energy, and that was very, very mentally draining. And so self-harm was also a way for me to cope with this ridiculous overthinking. Back to the video. So just consider this video part 1. I will do the rest of the story in other parts, like when my parents found out and when I went to hospital. These videos will come in the future. I don't know, I feel like it was such a boring video, but there you go. So that's it, guys. I think this is all for today. If you want to chat with me, you can hit me up on Instagram, link in the description. If you have anything to tell me, leave it in the comments, and I will see you soon, I guess. Bye, guys.